Hey, what's good, everybody? It's me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, and you're watching Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Joining me, as always, are my co-hosts from the Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks podcast, Rebellious D, and Double OT, Terrific Trav. How you fellas doing today?
Good.
Ready to rock.
Trav, I thought you was going to hit me with the,
Peachy?
nobody like you. You know what I'm saying?
I just thought about this. Like, I could have, like, spy glasses since I'm double OT. Like,
oh, yeah. And then don't forget the trench coat.
No, we don't need no trench coats.
Bruce Wayne,
okay, we don't need the trench coat, Michael.
Well, look, Bruce Wayne said that the spy glasses are out. You got to have the contacts now.
You got to have the
It's
contacts.
2022.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So joining us on today's interview, we're doing International Women's Month here on the channel and on the podcast as well. And we have somebody special joining us. They're very talented. They're an awesome person. And we were talking with them before we started the interview. And I want to say we were talking for a good 30 minutes. And like that stuff is going to be cut. And that is voice actress Stephanie Southerland. How you doing today, Stephanie?
Hello. I'm just so happy to be here.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I am delighted to be here.
Thank you so much for joining us, man.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Uh-huh.
Do what I can.
I love it.
Before we get into today's interview, everybody that's watching, make sure that you like this video, you subscribe to the channel, and you hit that bell button so that way you're always notified when we have new content here on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. And D, go ahead and take it away.
As always, other podcast episodes in the description. Like, follow, subscribe to the channel, and thank you all for watching.
Mm-hmm. All
So
right, so yeah, let's go ahead and get into it.
My God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Delivering, man. It's the little things.
And Trav, I don't know
The
if you
little
wanted,
things.
I thought about this idea earlier, but I say my spiel, D says his spiel, and since you're terrific, Trav, maybe you could have like some tips or tricks for our listeners and viewers, like brush your teeth and eat your vitamins or something.
Trav, he didn't give me a chance to say it, but I was gonna say buckle up. It's early in the episode, but
Buckle up.
you just never. Hey, buckle up, because here we go again.
There's no seatbelts on the trains. He don't know nothing about the buckle up.
Oh, okay.
Happens.
But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into it. So Stephanie, again, like I said, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So the first question that I want to ask you is because this is something that we add. Well, you know what? I'll ask this question as my second question. I wanted to ask you this. So,
Okay.
All right. Have you seen the movie Turning Red?
No, I haven't yet, but I've been hearing amazing things about it.
I don't know. Okay, well, I can still ask you this question. All right, so in Turning Red, there is a boy band called Four Town, and it's set in the year 2002. So it's like they're like a combination of all the boy bands from that year and whatnot.
Oh.
So
What a time to be alive.
exactly,
Hell
like
yeah.
we were all in
The
middle school
best.
having a good time. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah.
So I want to ask you, because the characters in the movie, they're saving up money so that way that they can go see Four Town. So I want to ask you, is there a band, a boy band, that you ever, said, hey, I need to go see them. I'm saving up money so I can see this band?
This
Who
is
is
a good question. Oh, back in the day, it was NSYNC. I loved NSYNC because Backstreet Boys, they were good. They had the harmonies, but NSYNC, they could dance while they were singing their songs. And I loved them. I never went and saw them though. I really didn't go to a lot of like concerts and whatnot. I went to a ton of theater shows, but I never got to see NSYNC. Oh, but that would be so great. I mean,
I feel you.
Nowadays, who would it be nowadays?
Too, though.
I don't
Theater
really think
is
that
great.
there are any boy bands.
It would be
specialist in the house.
BTS now.
BTS, yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. For
I
sure.
know, like just like how you were saying about NSYNC, I was a big Spice Girls fan. And
Me too.
So it was all right. It was two groups. It was Spice Girls and S Club 7, and it's just like I remember I wanted to see them, but it's like they never came to our area. So
Oh my gosh, yeah. Was S Club 7 also from the UK? I can't even remember.
They're from Australia.
Trav?
No, they were from the UK. They were from the
Oh,
UK.
okay.
I think 18s was from Australia.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, throwing it back. Yeah. I loved NSYNC. I loved the Spice Girls. Me and my group of friends, we were like, I'm so and so. I'm so. I was Ginger, even though I didn't have red hair. But I think it's because no one else wanted to be Ginger, and I was like, I'll be Ginger.
It was because she left the
I always
group.
felt like Sporty Spice was the least.
I had one of my friends was like super athletic, and she claimed sporty so fast. She was like, "That's me." And then we had, of course, the blonde friend who's like, "I'm Baby Spice," and our friend with the curly hair was Scary Spice, and then who am I forgetting? Posh. That was our friend. She had the short little bob haircut. So yep.
You know, and
Bob.
I'm glad that we're talking about this right now because I remember when I was a kid. You know, I really love Sailor Moon. I love the Spice Girls. So I remember like there was me and a group of other guys in elementary school, D, because, you know, me and D, we grew up together. D wasn't a part of this group because I don't even think he would have played along. But we would be like, we're the Spice Girls. And I was Scary Spice. And like they were, and it was just like, well, you guys can't be the Spice Girls because y'all are boys. It's just like, man, we can be whatever we want.
You can be whatever you want.
Exactly. Just like with Sailor Moon. Like I was Sailor, I was Sailor Mars. You know what I'm saying? Like, my girl.
Oh my gosh, of course. Yeah, we can be whatever we want to be.
Exactly.
Nobody can tell us what we should be.
Yeah, just like if a little girl said that she wanted to be Wolverine, you're gonna be like, Wolverine's a boy. You can't do that.
Right.
You know?
And I have a niece. My family is mostly all of my nieces. Let me rephrase this. I have 9 nieces. Maybe I have more than 9 nieces.
Wow. That sounds like in
2 nephews. Only, right? It's just like in Kanto. Yeah, I have so many nieces, but one of them for Halloween one year, she was like, "I want to be the Hulk." And my awesome sister-in-law was like, "Okay." She got her this Hulk costume, painted her face. She was the Hulk, and she was the coolest little Hulk. She made the maddest face that I've ever seen a little kid make. She rocked that. No one was gonna tell her she couldn't be Hulk because she's a girl. I loved it.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
Smash.
You can be whatever you
Hulk
want.
smash. That's
and
right.
It's the same thing about like with cosplayers, like when they do gender swap versions of characters and stuff like that. It's just like it's all
so
fun
cool.
and whatnot. So
totally.
Now we can move to the second question.
Haha.
I'm glad that we switched it up. You know, because usually I always ask the origin story question, but I'm so obsessed with Forward Town. Like I got the album on my gym playlist and whatnot. But
maybe I'll watch that tonight. I need to watch it. I've been like, okay, when am I going to find time? Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about Turning Red, so I'm gonna pull out that Disney Plus and
right, pull it on up.
Yeah,
then you can watch the new Cheaper by the Dozen while you're at it.
I still gotta watch.
Trav, did you watch that?
Is it good?
Not yet.
I haven't watched it yet either. I guess I didn't realize it was out.
Yeah,
just
came out
on
Friday. I haven't heard anything about it. But that's usually a sign if you don't hear anything about it, because when Turning Red came out, everybody was talking about it.
Everyone. Same with Encanto.
Yeah.
Yep, Encanto.
Curious. Well, we'll have to discuss after we've watched. We've all watched. Well, once I've watched Turning Red, you've all seen it. You said, is that right?
Well, D hasn't seen it either.
No, my little people watch it. I haven't touched it.
Okay, D, you and I will watch it, and then we'll watch Cheaper by the Dozen, and then we'll circle back.
Hell yeah!
Perfect.
Because D, I need you to sing the songs when I be calling you.
I'm not gonna sing this. Look, just because I look like, I be dancing and singing. Look, man. I'm just a humble guy. Just like to do a little drawing in the corner. A little DMing.
I'm the third guy.
I'm just the third.
Let him be.
You know what I'm saying, Trav? Put the ribs on the grill. I just sit there in the chair. I don't do anything. Right.
Hey, gonna start calling you Kyle, man. hey, somebody, Stephanie. I don't know if you watch Superman and Lois, but do you watch Superman and Lois?
No, I haven't watched it.
All right, well,
yeah, look, good. Because don't be calling me Kyle. Because I do like my whiskey real neat.
Hey, Kyle's in the doghouse right now.
Yes, he is.
Stephanie, I tell you, look, at the end of season 1. It's like it ended perfectly. Like it just shows them save the day, and then they all at Kyle and Lana's house, and he's cooking on the grill.
Yeah, everything's all right.
The boys are back in town. Was playing it. I was just like, okay.
So, my gosh. Well, I'm gonna have to watch that too, and then we'll discuss.
Add it to the list.
It's all about family.
It's all about family.
It's all about family. That's right.
Love it. I love
Stephanie, the second question that I have for you is, what is your origin story? Every hero or villain has one, so tell everybody who you are.
That's it. That's so true. Yeah, every hero and villain has a villain story. Well, has a origin story. Yeah. Let's see. So I I studied musical theater in college. I was like, I'm going to Broadway. I'm gonna sing and dance and do all of that stuff. But my final semester at the university I attended was so busy and a little overwhelming for me. And I learned, it's a good thing I learned while I was finishing my schooling, that I am such a homebody and I love my nights and weekends. And I just got burnt out from doing the stage thing. And I was like, how can I still be able to perform, but not have to be working every single night, every single weekend, including matinees and all of that. And so my husband and I were trying to figure out, well, he's a sound engineer and we were planning on going to New York. And then we were like, well, could we go to LA and we could still work there? And we saw his brother moved out to LA and is an animation picture editor, and we saw his success, and so we naively like jumped in all starry-eyed and moved out here, and I started studying voiceover. I was like, let's give this a try. I can still perform. The hours are a little more 9 to 5, as it were. And I'll have every night and weekend that I want, unless it's like a JRPG that is the clients in Japan, and then sometimes my weeknights are taken up by that, because obviously the time zone difference. But for the most part, I got my nights and weekends, and so classes, and I took classes at this little casting house. They did where they do commercial voiceover casting, and they had a job opening. I applied for it and somehow got the job, and that was an incredibly insightful experience to be on the other side of the glass, on the casting side of things, and kind of see the ins and outs, how it all works, get to know a lot of agencies. It was incredibly informative, and I got to a point where I was working enough as a voice actor that I was like, it's time to focus on not giving others jobs, but focusing more on getting myself jobs. So I flew the nest and went full time, and I haven't looked back since. It's just been, it's a wonderful, wonderful area of the entertainment industry to be in. I adore it so much. And I miss the stage every once in a while, but I'm so delighted with where I am. I love voiceover.
That's awesome.
And we love voiceover.
There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff to piggyback off of.
Oh my gosh.
Because I mean, you said, the sound engineer stuff, Trav, he's a sound engineer.
Oh, nice.
Then the stuff. Trav, you don't want me telling people?
Wait, the secrets. What Frodo told you. You keep your secrets.
Trav, he don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means. I've never seen the movie.
No, he ain't there yet.
I ain't there yet.
Okay.
But
okay.
Something that I wanted to bring up real quick was because we had interviewed Brianna Roberts, and that was one of the things that she was saying too. Like, she was helping people get, voice acting gigs and whatnot, and then she got into, voice acting. And I know like how, easy and hard it can be at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Totally.
So also to everybody that's watching and listening, make sure that you check out that episode. It is on our podcast stuff, and it is on YouTube if you want to watch the video.
Yeah, good stuff.
That is right.
But I wanted to pass the ball to Trav because, when you were talking about musical theater and whatnot, that's Trav's field. So Trav, take it away.
I wouldn't say it's my field, but it is a not a guilty pleasure, because I don't feel guilty about it.
But you're our theater guy, Trav.
It's a pleasure.
I love theater.
I'm glad that I get to ask this question before we really get deep into the mud of the interview. Is that I was reading on your thing that your mom put you in dance classes at the ripe age of 18 months.
Yeah.
And it's like
I was barely walking.
Yeah. So how? Like,
here's how it happened.
Episode of Dance Moms.
I know, really, truly. No, I have a sister she's 13 months older than me. We were very close in age, and when there was like a little dance class. Gosh, I can't remember the dance teacher's name, probably because I was so young. But there was a dance class. It was for like toddler age. And my mom brought my sister to this class and of course had me in tow, and I had just started walking. And I guess the whole time I was up just following the teacher. And of course it's like plie and like skipping along and, you know, spinning and all of that stuff. But I was so engaged in it that my mom asked, well, can I pay for both of my daughters and have them both take this dance class? And so, yeah, that was kind of my thing. I studied dance. It was like every day after school, I would go to the dance studio and I did dance competitions up until high school. And yeah, it was truly like Dance Moms. But I competed primarily in jazz and like contemporary lyrical stuff. Right. And then I was like, I got to high school and I was like, what is this theater stuff? I haven't really tried. There's my dog. He's gonna probably be a little loud, but I learned, you know, I got more into or got exposed to theater and especially musical theater and was like, oh, maybe I don't want to do competitive dance anymore. I had made this like this elite dance group and that I auditioned for. It was like the goal. And then I was like, wait, but then I won't have time to do high school theater, high school choir, you know, even be a part of like the dance team or like the dance company in high school. And I was like, I called the dance instructor up and I was like, Diane, I think I'm going to drop. I was so scared. And and she took it well. And then I just really enjoyed high school with doing high school theater and we had an amazing show choir and I was on the dance company too. I was very involved in extracurriculars in high school and it served me well because then when I went to college, to university, I studied, my major was called music, dance, theater. And so because so much of Broadway is, you know, the ensemble who has these incredible dance numbers. So they really wanted to make sure we were prepared. And I felt like I did really well in the dance portion of my major. So yeah, it was just a big part of my soul.
Hell yes. What did you grow up like adoring as far as, you know, theater goes?
Oh my gosh. Well, I feel like in my formative years, let's see, because obviously like Wicked came out in 2002, I believe. And that was like the big thing where I was like, I have to do this for a living. But I mean, I loved Rodgers and Hammerstein. Oh, how do you say that? I don't know. Rodgers and Hammerstein. Yep. Yeah, I loved those musicals. Dare I say, I really loved Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. Now I watch it and I'm like, ooh, that doesn't age well at all. But obviously loved you know, a lot of those classics, Thoroughly Modern Millie. And then of course, like all the Sutton Foster stuff, Little Women, Drowsy Chaperone. What else? Gosh, there's just so many good ones. Into the Woods.
Into the Woods is great. Singing in the Rain.
I loved Singing in the Rain. I was in a production of Singing in the Rain. I was just in the ensemble, but I tap danced and.
Hey, the ensemble's the most important part.
Oh. It's so fun. It's so fun to be in that show as an ensemble member. It was just, that was one of my favorite productions that I was a part of. And I just loved my castmates and that's one of those treasures I hold dear to my heart. I do miss live theater, especially I grew up in Utah and the theater scene up there is just chef's kiss. It's just delightful.
In Utah?
Mm-hmm.
That's wild.
Yeah, it is. There are these theaters. There's one in Glendale, California, not far from here, called the Hale Center Theater, and it started here in Glendale. Not here in Glendale. I'm in Burbank, but next door in Glendale. And then they opened up one in I can't remember which one came first. The Salt Lake Hale Center Theater, and then one in Orem, the Hale Center Theater. And it was a small theater in the round, and they just do they do incredible work at the Hale Center theaters in Utah, and it was just a joy and a pleasure to get to perform with them. And yeah, I don't know if it's the culture, but the arts are really, really appreciated in Utah and in Central Utah. I never would
have expected that to be
right. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, you always hear like New York and stuff like that.
Oh, for sure.
But it's just like, Utah, like that's something new. That's something. We learned something new.
Yeah. Well, there's even Tuacahn. It's Broadway in the desert. It's this beautiful amphitheater in Southern California. Wow, where am I? I'm in Southern California, in Southern Utah. So up I-15. And it is this beautiful red rock amphitheater. The backdrop of the stage is red rock. It's like carved into this mountainside, and it's like Equity Productions that like. Broadway actors will come and do shows there, and it's a lovely experience. So if you just want a little weekend getaway, head up to Tuacahn.
Well, guys,
Trav got the helicopter.
I know you'll have to travel a little further away. I guess if you're from California, it's not too far. It's beautiful.
Totally. We could either take Trav's helicopter or we could take the Banks train.
That's right. Do you want anything about that?
I was thinking the leveling up.
Hit it with a Bruce banner, be like,
you said, Trav, what did you say? The leveling up tow truck?
No, the leveling up mail truck, bro.
Mail truck. Mm-hmm. Yes, I love it.
Oh man. But
look at all the avenues you can
travel
by.
All
the ways to get there.
First class.
All the ways to get there.
Endless possibilities.
First class. That's right.
But I know to piggyback off of the musical stuff, like going to music theaters and stuff, like that's something that I started this year. I went to go see Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yes.
And, that was really cool. And then next month I'm going to New York to go see Beetlejuice on Broadway. So
I have a friend who's in the cast. Wait, well, which friend is it? Hold on, I gotta remember.
Give him a shout out.
Hold on, because they just hold on. I'm gonna look it up because I know it's one of my. It's one of my classmates from college.
Oh wow!
And she was in Frozen. Oh, it's Kate. Okay, hold on. Let me pull up her profile.
So when I go there, I want to be like, "Hey, Kate, we're friends with Stephanie Sutherland. We interviewed her on the Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks podcast."
Do it. Go away. The backstage door. Yeah, she posted this. Blurring. Oh, the blurring.
It's funny.
She posted this, but you can't see it.
It's just like, what are you trying to show us? This is a PG podcast.
Whoa. No, her name is Kate Bailey, but I went to school with her, and she was in Frozen before the pandemic, and then obviously the pandemic closed that. But then after things started opening up, she started posting like rehearsal things, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so exciting. I love Beetlejuice. I haven't seen it, but I love the music from it.
I can't wait to see it. I know
oh my gosh, that's so great.
Because Trav, do you remember what the play is that Mason was in? It's like Hedwig and the Angry Itch.
And the Angry Itch. Yeah.
Yeah. So like we interviewed Mason Alexander Park, and you can check out their interview on the podcast or on YouTube. And they just performed in Maryland. I want to say it was in December, and I really wanted to check it out because I was in the area, but I had family stuff going on, so I didn't get a chance to go see it. But it's just like, it's awesome seeing people who we know or who we've interviewed. Like, they do theater work and whatnot. And I know that you said that, you're focusing on voice acting work right now, but would you ever return to theater if you had the opportunity?
I think so. I've been thinking a lot about, I've been always wow, my words keep breaking. I've been thinking a lot about the avenues that I want to take up, because I was always scared of on camera work, and so I never tried that. Once I stepped away from the stage, I was like voiceover, like I had blinders on, and
isn't that weird though, that you could perform in front of all those people in the crowd, but don't put me in front of a camera.
Isn't that weird? I don't know what it was. It's so.
No, I feel you.
There was something in my head with it.
It's because I'm a professional wrestler, Trav. I said it, and
cool.
I did stand-up comedy, and it's just like, you know, like talking on a microphone in a room full of people in a wrestling ring is easy, but you know, being on the stage doing stand-up comedy, it's just like, whoo. Because it's like if you mess up and nobody laughs at your jokes and you're just up there just trying to.
It's like a vulnerability thing.
Yeah,
for sure. That's such a good point. Like, if I well, for example, I grew up going to church, and they would have members of the congregation sing musical numbers, and it was always so scary for me. And the congregation maybe had, I don't know, 200 people in it. And I would just be like, my heart would be beating so fast that like I had no breath control. Like it was really hard to sing well. And, but then I could go and perform on stage, and I could, like, I knew my lines. I wasn't nervous. And I think it had something to do with being on stage. I was a different character. I was like, whereas singing at church, it was like my vulnerable, like sharing my heart kind of thing. I don't know. It's just such an interesting thing.
I remember those days.
Yeah.
I remember. What did you sing? Were you a soprano?
I was a mezzo soprano alto. Well, I guess I can say I am a mezzo soprano alto. There's some high notes I never quite got to, so I was a little envious of the sopranos, but I feel like the altos that like we're like the foundation, the solid foundation.
Right.
Some good stuff.
I feel like when you're a kid and like you grow up in a religious household and you go to church every week, it's like they find something for you to do. Like even if you don't want to sing, it's just like, yeah, you're going to sing in the choir. I'm like, I don't want to sing. And it's just like, well, you got a deep voice, so you're going to be a tenor. And I was okay.
All right. I'll do what I have to do.
Since we are here at this point in the conversation and we're talking about religious stuff, you were on Veggietales.
That's right.
Were you a fan of Veggietales before you were on the show?
I loved Veggietales. I mean, it came out, I should know this off the top of my head. I feel like it was 96.
I want to say 96, 97.
96, yeah. So I was about 9, 10, 11 years old, and I was the cool older sister at that point. My little brother watched it, but I was too cool. But I actually was like, that's for babies. And I'm like watching it, and I'm like, that's really fun. I really like it. But I just remember my favorite episode was Madame Blueberry. Oh gosh, I can't remember the episode title, but they go to the stuff mart, and Madame Blueberry wants all the stuff, and then there's this family who doesn't have a lot, and they're just talking about being grateful for the little things, and Madame Blueberry is just like grand and ridiculous, and Madame Blueberry, and I loved that episode. And when I was in high school, we had our choir teacher, his name was Mr. Lunt, and we all thought it was hilarious because there were always the silly songs with Larry, and then they'd have Mr. Lunt, which was what was Mr. Lunt? What kind of vegetable is he?
Lentil?
Was he a lentil?
No, not a lentil.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, lentils. Yeah.
I thought lentil was a type of
bean.
Like a legume of some sort.
I'm throwing
he's an onion.
A legume, a bean.
No.
You call him a bunion?
No.
It said he resembles a gourd.
Oh, a gourd.
There we go.
Is that what it was?
What these are.
That's what they said. I mean, I'm looking at the Veggietales wiki, and like that's what it says. Yeah, he was a gourd.
He's a gourd?
Yeah.
And
that sounds like
a
vegetable.
A D&D class, bro.
Yeah, it is.
I think we can make it a D&D class. We are the gourds.
Yeah, I'll look in my player's handbook when we finish tonight. If I find anything,
what if it's him?
Do like a new twist on a D&D game, and we'll play as Veggietales characters.
Veggietales.
Hey, I'm all for it.
The dungeon.
And the dungeon will be
Veggietales back to the dark garden.
Yeah, we're gonna be fighting Satan with our
we'll teach you one more
knowledge
lesson.
of God.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Veggietales was it was such an enjoyable thing for me to watch as a kid, and I loved it. And I got this audition. Well, someone reached out to me from TBN, and they were like, "Hey, we're doing a reboot of a Christian animated project." And I was like, what could it be? And I didn't even think that it could be the Veggietales show. Like I had no concept until I got the audition, and I can't remember, what did they have me do first? I think they had me sing. They were like, oh, one character is like a French opera singer, and she sings very operatic and very silly, and I was like, what could this be? And it wasn't until I went to the callback and they handed me the sides, and there's a picture of Madame Blueberry on it, and I was like, wow, this is so crazy. And it all worked out, and I got to play Madame Blueberry, and also Cauliflower, who's like this little plucky, like tomboy of a character. She's just cute and weird.
Skinniest cauliflower of all time.
What's up?
I said the skinniest cauliflower of all time.
Yeah, she's like, it's like broccolini. She's like a broccolini with that's a cauliflower. So collini. I don't know. Is that even a thing?
I don't know why, but when you were talking as Callie, you reminded me of Bart Simpson. I don't know if anybody.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was getting Bart Simpson vibes.
I'll have to practice
that Butterfinger.
Butterfinger. That's right. What is it, like? Eat my shorts. I don't know. I can't do it very well. I'll have to think on that a little. Practice that a little bit more.
Why don't they make commercials like that anymore? Like, those
were the best.
Yeah, like remember Fred Flintstone was always chasing Barney, saying, "Give me my fruity pebbles."
Oh my!
We'll get off your lawn, Grandpa. Back in the day.
Oh, I miss those days. Those cereal commercials, they're just not the same.
Macho Man used to tell people to snap into a Slim Jim.
Oh, forget that.
Oh,
and then
speaking of cereal commercials, where's them Cookie Crisp?
Hold on.
Cookie Crisp, yes.
What else did Macho Man say after snapping into a Slim Jim?
Woo, yeah.
He said something else, sir.
What did he say?
He just be going around saying, "Eat me, man." We are past that.
Trav, what are you talking?
He said that?
Like,
I can't remember
it was snapping into a Slim Jim. Eat me.
Well, no, that wasn't Macho Man.
It may not have been Macho Man, but that was
after Macho Man. Trav, hey, look, don't disrespect Macho Man like that, bro. I
was like, huh?
Hey, see, Stephanie, this is what we go through. It's like we're sitting here reminiscing, and here comes.
I love it. The 90s were the best time for commercials. That's what I say. So many great characters, and they don't make them like they used to.
They don't, man. and, I just want to say that I really think that it's cool that, because we had like Danny Kramer, for example. He voices Ryan on Pokemon, and like he was a huge Pokemon fan growing up, and to be on that show, it was awesome. And then for you, it's just like, you were a huge Veggietales fan growing up, and then you got to be a part of Veggietales. So I just think that it's always awesome when it's something that you grew up loving and enjoying, and like something that you still enjoy to this day, and now you're a part of it. You know what I'm saying? So
it's wild, and it's wild how the universe works. And like I never thought I'd ever be a part of the Veggietales show legacy, but sure enough, like the opportunity came up. Now
you're on the podcast,
and now here I am.
What else more could you want?
I never thought I would be a wrestler, so I mean, I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Love it.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Actually, he had always wanted to do that.
I always wanted to do it
forever. Yeah,
and
it's cool to keep. Hey,
that's what I mean.
Keep your dreams in.
Yeah.
But I feel like
keep them.
You know what?
Yeah.
So I'll piggyback off of what D said. It's like I always wanted to be a wrestler, but I never thought that I would meet like the people who I grew up watching on TV and actually working with them. So I think that's always, because a lot of people, it's like they'll get into wrestling and then it's just like they usually just stay in like their own bubble, but they never go anywhere else or work with people who they grew up watching. So I mean, like, I'm blessed to have had these opportunities. And
I ain't like big time Benjamin Banks over here.
I mean, it's the truth, though. I mean,
I know it's the truth.
That's so cool.
Trav, why are you hate? Like, yo,
I'm not hating.
We sitting here trying to have a good time.
Did I hate?
Look, Trav,
did I hate?
I said here, I gotta break them up.
All be like big time.
Look,
Benjamin.
If you work with Timberland or somebody in the music industry, you know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be cool.
I'd be getting excited.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
But you sit here saying,
gentlemen,
keep the music in the sound.
Gentlemen, we have a lady in our presence. Really bad.
Really Stephanie, we're sorry.
Ooh,
you know,
I love it. You guys have a good banter, good candor.
Yeah, no, that's what they do.
Thank you. If you think that we're crazy up here, wait till you see us live.
This guy.
I mean, that is a hoot. A hoot.
I don't even know what that means, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he already playing us
right
now,
now,
Trav.
We live right now.
That's fair.
What it is.
Oh man,
Get a good night's sleep, Trav. Who knows?
Good night's sleep. That's right.
But so Stephanie, I wanted to ask you this because when I was on your IMDb, I found out something very interesting. D, he is a huge fan of the Flash TV show.
Yes.
And
that's not where I thought he was going.
I
knew he was gonna bring it. I knew he was gonna bring it up eventually. I saw it. Go ahead,
but I wanted to ask you. I saw that you did some work on there. Like, how was it, being a part of that show? And I know that you also said that, when it comes to being on a camera in front of people, like that's something that, it's something that you would like to get over and whatnot. But how was it working on that show? And would you love to actually be on camera on The Flash if you could do it?
That is a really good question. Well, I'll tell you how I got to work on that show. I only worked on, I want to say 2 episodes of it, but my husband, who's a sound engineer, he was engineering the Loop Group. Loop Group is basically the people who come in and fill in the voices. Let's say there's a scene in a coffee shop.
Like the Wildland.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And there's people talking behind the main characters, like someone's at the counter ordering. So we come in and we're like, I'd like to get a cappuccino or I don't know, whatever at the coffee shop.
What would you order?
What would I order? Chai tea latte. I love me a chai tea latte.
I get that every once in a while.
Oh, it's
not
so
bad.
good.
It's good.
With oat milk. Oat milk is like
I bought some oat milk today. Non sweetened oat. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you was gonna say
because it's like I was watching because like I'm doing like this fitness challenge right now, and I make smoothies every day, and I was just using regular 2% milk. I was watching this video where the guy said use almond, like non-sweetened almond milk, and when I went to the store today, they didn't have any, but they had the oat milk. So I got that, and I was just like, okay, yeah, this ain't bad. So
yeah,
how they make the oat milk.
You said how do they make it? They crack open
oat. How they make
the same as like making oatmeal, but then they squeeze it.
Just like
the
chocolate
almond milk. They pressurized, squeezed it, and all the juices come out.
All the good stuff.
Okay, Macho Man. I mean, what's the same thing like chocolate milk? It's like because you have chocolate cows, and then
chocolate cows,
strawberry milk, you have
the caramel cows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you say caramel, you don't say caramel.
I say caramel.
I say caramel.
See? I say caramel too.
Dude, I wonder if it's a regional thing.
We're caramel guys over here.
Caramel does sound fancy.
That's definitely a region.
Caramel.
Caramel.
That's how caramel.
Yeah. Can I get the caramel chai tea?
Where's the caramel?
Oh, that does sound good. But I would say caramel chai tea.
That's right. You try it next time.
Sounds
They'll do
good.
it. They'll hook it up.
But
the Trav special.
Now that I think about it, don't they spell? Isn't there a caramel, like caramel and caramel? Like, aren't there 2 spellings?
Yeah, there is.
Are there? Okay. I was like, wait a second.
They were all CARAMEL.
Back in the day, I used to cook, right? And we used to send people next door to the other restaurant to get caramel for the caramelized onions. And we used to watch them walk across the street.
What?
Because people they didn't get it. We send new people over there, and they
would go over together.
Send them back with nothing.
You're like, actually, the joke's on you. This is how you caramelize.
Actually, all I got was
since we're here, Stephanie, since you say it like that, do you say Reese's Pieces or Reese's Pieces?
Reese's Pieces, because pieces is the word that is rhyming. Needs something to rhyme with it, not rhyming pieces with Reese's.
Bro, some people say
it actually is Reese's Pieces.
Yeah.
Some people say
nobody says that. We just say Reese's Pieces.
Regionalisms. One thing that I didn't realize I say. Regionalisms. Yeah. I voiced some commercials for this furniture store it's in the Midwest, but I when I would say the word financing, they were like, "You're saying financing." So I think like I would just say financing. Yeah, and so they want me to say financing. So now I think the muscle memory, I've been doing it long enough that I say financing now because they like me to have the nya sound. But that's originalism. I think I would say like financing, dance, what other things? Sandals instead of sandals.
And caramel.
Caramel.
Well, I know Trav used to get on me because I used to say toilet instead of toilet. And I remember
used to say toilet.
Yeah, that's weird, right?
Damn, Alabama.
But Trav would make me feel bad about it. And then like one time I heard somebody else say toilet, and I was just like, maybe I'm not saying it wrong.
I'm not.
Well, it's like the people that call it a theater instead of
a theater
or vehicle.
You know,
got your motorized vehicle.
The vehicle in my hometown. It's a little country bumpkin kind of town. It's called Spanish Fork, Utah. And my grandma, who grew up there, she would say like, go pick some carn in the backyard so we can have carn on the cob. Carn, and it was Spanish Fork, and Italian food is Italian food, and
I've never heard the word carn.
Yeah, carn.
Get some carn.
C-A-R-N right there. Carn.
Mm-hmm. Spanish Fork. What else? What other words are similar to that? I can't think of it off the top of my head, but yeah, that was one thing. Yeah, it was.
Hell yeah.
What's there's another one, a funny regionalism that is that in that area too, but I don't know, but I never thought twice.
Now.
Yeah, I'm gonna say carn from now on.
Carn on the cob.
Yeah, carn on the cob.
Good stuff.
I gotta go down to the theater and get me some popcorn.
Popcorn. That's right. That's right. We love our popcorn.
Yes, well done.
I never thought twice with my grandma saying it. Oh yeah, actually, that's a good idea for them.
Right. Popcorn.
If you're listening, Pokemon people.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. I love it.
Yes.
I don't. Did you answer the question about being on the Flash? Would you be up there?
Oh, did I? Well, I was
we snowball.
That's what we do here.
So I was part of the Loop group for a couple of days. My husband was able to introduce me to the coordinator and got to do some of the background voices, and I had a great time doing that. And and then it was just a really great opportunity. Loop group is a really, really great gig. But you do have to, for loop groups, it's like you get yourself into a group, and then that's your day every single day. And to get into a loop group, it's really competitive because the pay is great, and
that's crazy.
And the pay is consistent.
You know how they got the Pitch Perfect movies? There needs to be a loop group movie where it's like these loop group competitions.
Hey, Trav,
I would watch that 100%.
Yeah, might be one day. You probably ahead of the train.
You know, this is a good idea. Maybe reach out to Netflix and they'll.
This is what I keep saying. We constantly come up with just good ideas all the time. Nobody takes us serious stuff.
I would watch that loop group video. What I'm saying,
I would watch that in the theater with some
popcorn. That's right.
And don't forget the side order of breadsticks. You gotta have the breadsticks from Oliver.
Oh, breadsticks
with your popcorn. That's weird though.
Popcorn.
That's carb overload, sir.
Like, can you imagine carn, like breadstick carn, like
carn sticks?
Like, there's carn bread. So you got corn bread with corn.
I love that stuff.
And then you got the rock group Karn.
Karn.
That rock band Karn with a K.
So I wonder, like, how your grandma, like, so was she called Carnage just
Carnage?
She just like switch it.
Yeah, like she actually says Carnage instead of Cornage. She would say Cornage.
Yeah, she's just switching every vowel sound. Then I might be more confused than I already am.
That was a good one.
Oh, that's so
Cornage.
I tried.
Cornage. With eating your
I want to
popcorn.
know so the loop group stuff. It's like you find a group.
Yeah, you really have to work.
Acapella group.
Kind of, yeah. And it's pretty exclusive to get in, and it's very, very competitive. And I wanted to be able to do more character work, like Veggietales stuff, like what the video games that I'm in. And you can do both, but it was just not where I wanted to allocate my time. I didn't want to spend, so much time.
Do they get together and practice? Like,
no, I feel like it's you train and then you get to a point where they know that you're on the ball. But these people in loop groups, I mean, back before iPads and iPhones and whatever, tablets of the such.
No, just go ahead and call it a Nokia phone.
A Nokia, a BlackBerry. Back before those days, they would literally have binders of like every scenario. It's like airport. Let's flip to the airport section and like have different. You do so much research in Loop Group to help set the scene in the background. Right. Now you can just pull it up in your Google Docs or whatever, all your research. But like they would have like hospital, airport, city street,
the movie theater.
The movie theater. Yes, right. So many different places that they've researched and they know the lingo, the words that are.
So they can improv anything at any time. Because
that's pretty much all it is improv.
Totally. Everything's available now.
Totally, and it's a really great gig. I have a lot of friends that do it and love it, and I would be open to it. But at the time when I got to play, got to be a part of that group for the Flash, it was kind of like. I came to observe and they were like, hop in the booth, you're a voice actor. And they call it padding. So I was able to pad on this, on the Flash and Legends of Tomorrow.
I saw that too.
Yeah. Same Loop Group coordinator. It was great. I had a lot of fun getting to play in that arena, but yeah, I kind of shifted my focus and fell where I did. And I'm really grateful that I've taken the path that I have. And of course I'd be open to Loop Group stuff in the future.
I love how every form of entertainment or art has like their own verbiage.
Yeah. Totally. Oh, 100%.
Totally. That's a huge part of it. The lingo.
Oh, it really is. Yeah. It's like the lingo, the largo. And I guess it doesn't work so much with replacing it. Does it?
It's crazy because it's like, I mean, because all of the three of us, like, we're wrestling fans. I don't know if you're a wrestling fan too, Stephanie. But
my older brother, he was like super into it, like in the
90s,
in the late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah.
Was he putting you in any wrestling moves, like power bombing you,
body
stone
slam,
cold stunner,
body slam?
Oh yeah, like when we were really little, he's 6 years older than me, and he'd be babysitting me and my sister and my little brother, he would be like, get the couch cushions. This is my memory. It might be different. I just maybe remember it more traumatic than it was, but get the couch cushions, lay on the couch cushions. And then he'd like sandwich us in the couch cushions. And then he'd jump off the couch and be like, body slam. And it was
Macho Man elbow right there.
Dropping the elbow like Macho Man.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He was always doing pulling the wrestle moves on us. And we were like, Rob, leave us alone. But I like to say I'm tough because of those days.
Now, was he ever a grown man putting children in any sort of wrestling hold?
Oh man,
where are you going with this?
That would be a little.
I'm just asking a question.
Little rough.
I know.
That sound like an attorney. So.
Yeah.
He wouldn't do something like that, right?
Never, not nowadays. Like when he was a 12-year-old, 13, like when he was a teenager, it's expected to pick on your younger siblings,
right?
Yeah, but also, hold on, Rondell, hold on real quick. Trav, like her brother Rob, he isn't a professional wrestler though, so it's like it makes sense. No. But when you have kids, like whenever I see these kids, it's just like, well, Lily, not Isaiah, but Lily, like she always wants me to slam her and whatnot. I mean, Trav's kids, Trav's kids. All right, this is the thing. Trav's kids, they don't want me to touch them, but they want to beat me up. So like, how is that even fair? So I can't do
They all gang up on you?
Yeah, I can't do it
because they're little girls, Banks. That's why, because they're little girls.
I just said Dee's daughter, like she says, just bring it. And like she wants me to slam her.
She's gonna body slam you.
But I wasn't even talking about my kids, and you see how he outed himself, right? I didn't mention it.
I mean, I don't. I mean, that's what I did.
We could have just went right on by it. It could have been anybody.
Little kids.
This is what they do here.
Little kids, and not just little kids, adults too. Because whenever I hug somebody, I always pick them up off the ground, and like they're always just like, "Oh my god!" Like I haven't been picked up like that since I was a kid, and I was like, "Man, like that's what I do."
Oh, big time Benjamin.
That's what I do.
But yeah.
You're a wrestler. It's what you do.
Yeah. But hold on. What was the question I was trying to? Sorry. Yeah, sorry, D. So where I was trying to go with this is that because of us being wrestling fans and whatnot, you know, we know like those terms like before I was even a wrestler. Like we knew like wrestling terms, but I feel like since we started interviewing a lot of voice actors, we've learned a lot of like, you know, voice acting
insider.
Terms. The insider stuff.
Totally.
But it's not as secretive when it comes to voice acting. Like in wrestling, it's just like you got to protect the business, brother. You can't let people know that. But it's just like, yo, like everybody knows now. I mean, you know,
it's not like a magician never reveals his secrets. It's like, you can find the information. The voice actor, we're pretty open in the voice acting world.
And supportive too. Like that's one thing. Because like I've taken some voice acting classes and like the support in the class, like everybody's always pushing each other and motivating each other, and even on Twitter, like there was just some issue where I don't know if you know who Zeno Robinson is, but he had posted something about like, you know, go make sure you go and see the Jujutsu Kaisen dub, and like somebody was coming at him because it was just like, like how are you going to sit here and promote the dub but not promote the sub too? And I was just like, it's not that serious, but
it's tricky sometimes. People feel very strongly.
I get that, but it's just like you shouldn't attack people because they say and look, all the voice actors like they have Zeno's back.
face right now.
D, what's wrong?
I'm just, hey man, go ahead, keep going.
I'm just third. Okay, well you know what? You know what?
I was just waiting.
Yeah, because you know, Stephanie D has been waiting.
He said sorry
all episode. You know, hey, he thought I was about to pass the ball to him when I brought up the class, and now D.
Oh my gosh.
I'll finally pass it to you, Stephanie.
Thank you.
D is our Genshin Impact guru.
Just relax. I need an introduction. I'm just D. Just the guy with the yellow hat on, okay?
All right, go ahead, D.
No, okay. So you're part of a pretty big franchise at the moment, Genshin Impact. It kind of blew up. Now,
boy, did it, yeah.
Initially, you just thought it was kind of like a one-off, maybe a little indie game. How do you feel about the project?
Oh my gosh! Well, so I remember getting the audition sites for. Let's see, I got the audition for Amber, for Paimon.
Oh wow!
I feel like Venti was in that stack too of audition sites, and Jean. And I was like, "What's this? This looks really fun." And I read through all the other characters. I recorded my auditions, and I got to this Jean character, and I was like, "I love this character." And it's always, I feel like auditioning, like we're doing it all day, every day. So many auditions on the regular, and so you record it, you edit it, you send it off, you don't think about it. And that one, Jean just kept coming back to my mind. I just loved this character. And a couple weeks later, I got a call back for Jean, and I was like, oh my gosh. And as I was at the callback, Karina Bettger came walking in, and they were like, oh, hey, are you called back for this? And I was like, yeah. I was thinking, they better be called back for Paimon. I can't imagine Karina voicing anyone but Paimon, because the specs were very much right. It was just I was very excited about some of the people I was seeing coming in for callbacks, or that I crossed paths with for the callbacks. And then and the director, Chris Fiala, he's just a delightful human and an incredible director. And I thought it was just going to be a little, a little fun little
small
game
project kind of thing.
Yeah. And when I booked it, I went in for the recording session, and it was a longer session. Usually they're like 2 hours ish. This one was a full 4 hours, and I was like, oh, maybe this Jean character is a little bit bigger. And then they booked me again for more of Jean's story, and I was like, oh. And then we got to do some ADR, which is additional dialogue recording, to picture, and like just seeing this world. And we were only seeing little snippets of it.
Yeah.
Where we
visually beautiful.
It's stunning. Yeah, it's really beautiful and expansive, and people were the beta test was happening, and people were like, "Oh, it's similar to Breath of the Wild," and I was like, "Ooh, I know that game. That's cool." And I just had no comprehension of how it would explode like it did, and I knew it would be lovely to play, and it would also be really fun to play, but I had no concept whatsoever of what a big game it would be.
Still expanding now. Yeah. I mean, they have a lot of map that's not even, uncovered as someone who plays it regularly. And
it's wild.
They just announced another, I think in the last 3 months or so, they revealed another 3 characters or something like that. And it just keeps ever growing. Yeah.
Oh, it's wild. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I had no idea. And Jean is one of the first characters you meet in the game. I believe it's Amber first. It's been a while since I played. But and
who kind of shows you around, and then eventually she leads you to Jean.
Yeah, exactly. And Lisa, you get to meet some of these characters.
Lisa's awesome.
At the first, and it's cool because that's the first area that you start out is Mondstadt, which is similar to like a German town, and and then you get to kind of travel the world, and it's just delightful. It's wonderful, and I feel grateful every day that I get to be a part of this game. And Chris Fiala, the voice director, he was the casting director as well. He had said, I didn't cast you guys. I didn't choose you guys. The characters chose you, because all of us have similarities to our characters in one way or another. Yeah. And I love that so much, because I felt like I really connected with Jean when I read those audition sites. And you usually will send off an audition and forget about it, but Jean just kept coming back into my mind, and I just loved that character so much from the start, and so it's really special to feel like, this was meant to be, Yeah.
I think that's something. Go ahead, Banks.
Go ahead, D. Go ahead.
Oh, you sure?
Yeah, I just had a follow up. Question.
Really, I just want to say, it's just a quick snippet. I just want to say that it is interesting because all of you guys' voices as a cast, they all fit so well. And with them all being like original characters, I think it just kind of adds to the mystique, because this isn't something that's had games before and things like that.
Oh,
they did a heck of a job like putting it together, Job.
Oh, it really, I love, and I have to say, I feel like all of the actors are so similar to their characters. And also, they're all just wonderful, wonderful humans.
Yeah, and I would say that about all of you guys.
Thank you. Yeah, I love everyone in the cast.
I think the voice acting in Genshin especially is very, just because you get to know so much of the character's background the more you play, and it's just like they're so wholesome. Yeah. And like, it just fits so well like a glove, So
yeah, everyone's really likable, or
for the most part.
For the most part, right? And if they're not, like they add to the environment, to the story that really brings you into it. And I just love it. It's such a joy to be a part of this, and it's changed my world. It's definitely changed the trajectory of my career.
I think it's just, you'll probably be a part of that for a long time,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like,
I feel so
the
grateful.
following, it just blew up. And when I initially played it early on, I had mentioned it to Banks and Trav that I was playing it. They should check it out. And it's just, I won't, hey, no question. Hey, 3-man team, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, the train is running wild.
It's not a train. It's more like a boat. Maybe a 3-man tricycle. Everybody pedals here.
It's one of those those beach or not beach bicycles, but like
the doubles.
With the Surrey on top. Surrey with fringe.
Yeah, you gotta watch them. Oh, but Banks, you wanted to piggyback. Go ahead.
Yeah. So the question that I have for you, Stephanie, is, being a part of this franchise, like, how has the fandom treated you? I know that you've been to a couple of cons. Like, what have been some of your con experiences, meeting fans of the game?
This is a great question. I love the community, and it really blew my mind meeting my first in-person con was Anime Impulse. That was that in February? I think that was in February. And it was mind-blowing because I obviously interact with fans on social media. I'm not as on the ball on TikTok as I could be, but life's been a little crazy lately. But I interact with fans on social media, and I have some amount of awareness of how much people love the game. But just to see, and it was Anime Impulse isn't a huge con, but to see so many people who were so excited to come to the panel and to get autographs, and that came and voiced how much this game means to people. It was life-changing, really. Like I feel like that's kind of cliche to say, but it was just really truly humbling, and to get to be a part of something that's so much bigger than oneself is just humbling is the best word I can think of. I just love the community so much, and I love how much this game means to people. And really, like, it's so wonderful to be a part of something that gives, especially with the pandemic, like it gave us an escape to get out of what was going around in our immediate surroundings, and get to run around this
COVID in Mondstadt.
There's no COVID in Mondstadt.
No COVID in Mondstadt.
That's so true. So true. Right. Yep. Everywhere you go in that whole game, in all of Genshin Impact, there's no COVID. Nope. Yeah, it was just it's a wonderful escape, and I adore the community so much, and I feel grateful every single day to get to be a part of this game. It's just it's hard to put it into words without just repeating myself over and over again. If I could totally translate this and this into this, then I would.
I know that it's a cool feeling. Because like you said, it's just like, of course you have people on social media, but when you're actually at a convention and like you see people in cosplay and people coming up to you with art that they've done, and it's like you're a part of history now.
Totally.
You grow up, like, we grew up watching Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z and whatnot, and then it's just like you idolize those voice actors because it's just like, man, like they were so cool. And it's like now, you're somebody that's being idolized by fans because it's just like they just love your character, they love your work, and it's just like, I love when she says this, I love when she's attacking and she does it, you know what I'm saying? It's like little stuff like that, and it's like you really inspire the next voice actors, you know what I'm saying? So
that means so much.
You're welcome.
It truly means so much. It's so cool to be a part of this, and I love that what, like we chatted about earlier, the voiceover world is so welcoming and so open to helping the up and comers. There's room for all of us, especially now with how much content is being produced. Right. It is just like there's so much opportunity. There's room for everyone, and I just I love this side of the industry so much. I'll miss my theater days, and maybe they're not completely over with, but I feel very grateful to get to be a part of the voiceover world and get to be in this space. It's funny, I've said before, like, I always thought of myself as someone who would be doing more of the loop group, kind of like the background stuff in voiceover, kind of like on stage being more of a chorus girl instead of the ingenue leading lady type. I'm like the sidekick, like comedy, the comic relief of the show or whatever. But so I didn't have conventions or any concept of attending a fan event as the talent. I had no idea. And so to enter this world, it's kind of like, whoa, this is overwhelming, quite frankly, but in a very positive way. I love Genshin Impact so much. I just love the fandom. I love this job.
Yeah. That is my testament. I'm excited to see, how far they take this, and because they're constantly adding more and more voice actors, the characters, and it's just no character is like kind of, because with the characters they get their own little trees and things, and then they get I mean, and then you can mix and match the parties, and then you get, you know, different effects based on who's in the party. And it's just so fun, you know?
It really is. It's pretty cool how all encompassing it is. And that like, you know, Jen Losey she's the voice of Ganyu. She's one of my dearest friends. She and Corey Yee, who voices, and I always say his name wrong, Guru. Oh no, Guru, is that how you say his name? I feel bad that Corey, I'm sorry if you ever watch this. I love you dearly.
It's all good. We got you.
He's the best. But Jen and Corey, they stream on Twitch. Often they do their theory crafting Thursdays, and they know the game so well, and they know like, okay, this is what item you need, and this is who should be on your team. Like it's so involved, and you could be like me, who just enjoys like running around Mondstadt as different characters.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much you can literally just run around the game for hours.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's just there's stuff for everyone. I love it. Yeah, and the fact that it keeps growing, like you said, the map is it's growing.
I didn't know it was as big as it was until
right.
So I like looked it up. Yeah,
and then you're like, oh,
I just played a game.
I feel like the first couple sessions they showed us the map of like Mondstadt and Lewitt and it being like, whoa, that's big, but it keeps getting bigger.
That's what she said.
Whoa.
This guy.
Hey, D had to take a sip. He was just like,
the last sip, I was saving it for that too. This guy, I knew it was coming at some point.
But no,
this guy.
So Stephanie, I have one final question for you, and then
sure.
Trav, D, I know D has his questions. Trav, I don't know if you have any more, but the question that I have for you is, because we're celebrating International Women's Month here on the channel, I want to know, who is your favorite woman in pop culture? Video games, anime, cartoons, books, TV shows,
movies.
Oh my gosh, this is a tricky one. Ooh.
And I usually always ask for one, but sometimes people will give like 2 or 3. So if you want to give me, I'll give you two.
Oh, 2. Okay.
No more though.
No more than 2. Okay.
I'll go over 2.
This is tricky. Okay, first of all, I have to say, when I was diagnosed with ADHD 2 years in 2020. So I've learned that it's not that I'm flaky. I just like literally my mind goes blank when I'm asked a question. Like someone will be, when I was a kid, for example, someone would be like, "What's your favorite color?" And I'd be like, all of them. I like couldn't think, and now it's like it's green, and I love green, and whatever. But like I've had to rehearse, so now I'm like, what shows are there? Oh no! So my brain is like, oh. But I mean, I gotta say, I love Harley Quinn. I love Harley Quinn. I love how unapologetic she is.
Yeah.
I love how brash she is, how she pushes those boundaries, that she's multidimensional. I love that character a lot. Harley Quinn is awesome. I'm like, okay, what one to balance Harley Quinn though? This is a good question. You know, this is kind of a silly answer, but I have always loved Tiny Toons and like the Looney Tunes world. Yeah. And I have always loved Babs Bunny. I
figured you were gonna say Babs.
Really?
I thought you were either gonna say Babs or Elmira, but I'm glad that you said.
Do you know what? My parents always told me I was an Elmira. We actually, growing up, when I was a kid, I was 3 years old when I was 6 years old when we got my cat Furball. We named him Furball after Tiny Toons, and I would carry him around. I was like, I'm gonna love him and squeeze him and blah blah blah. And he was like my little buddy. And my parents were like, she's our Elmira. And I'm animal obsessed. I foster kittens now. Like I have my dog and
that
my dog brother. He's a good boy. Yep, he's that 80 pounds of. He's my mashed potato. Brother. He's a good brother. That's good right. It's so true. My bro. Yeah, I call him bruv or bro. But yeah, so my parents were always like, she's Elmira. But I love Babs because she is like quippy and with it, and like she's just always like rolling her eyes at Buster. And I'm very excited for that, for the new one to to come out to see what direction they take that.
I watch their Christmas special every year.
The best, right?
Yeah, it's good.
It's one of my favorite cartoon
so
Christmas specials.
Good, and it like brings you back to that time, the 90s. What a time!
The 90s. You know what's up?
It was the best time.
And you know, I mean, you know, with you being a voice actor and season 3 of Harley Quinn coming out, who knows? You know what I'm saying?
Who knows? I mean, knock on wood.
And we can all wink at the camera. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Pinkies up.
Oh my gosh!
I wink like it hurt.
What ouch! What I wouldn't give though to be a part of that show. Like, it's cool to be in this industry where really like they could reboot anything at any time, and you know, you could be a part of
reboot us.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Put us in the Matrix.
Leveling up with Todd Daniels. They'd be like,
who's Todd Daniels?
Exactly. Who that guy?
And it'll be just like Blue's Clues. Just like
Yeah.
They'd probably replace me with a bird with a hat on. Be like,
that means Michael won. That means Michael won.
Michael said, not enough.
I love it so much. It's so good. I love it. That's a great question. I'm going to think on that some more, but I do like those are the first two that popped in my mind. But that's a really good question.
If those are the first two that popped into your mind, then that means that those two fictional characters are characters that mean a lot to you. You know,
yeah, it's true.
A lot of people love Harley Quinn, and you know, I really don't hear too much about Babs Bunny, but I agree with you when you were saying that. You know, she didn't take anything from anybody, and like she was always quick at everything. And of course, too, back when we were kids, it's just like we had never seen a female bunny
for sure.
You know,
that was like so vocal and
she was pretty popular then, though. When she did a short stint leading up to the first movie.
Oh yeah,
Tiny Toons over Looney Tunes all day.
For sure.
I do love Tiny Toons
because it was a connected
I love the Looney universe.
Yeah, it was a connected universe. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like Looney Tunes is connected too, but I always felt like you never really saw crossovers compared to Tiny Toons. It's like, you know, you could see a cat like when Montana Max, like you knew that like, he was supposed to be Yosemite Sam, and you know what I'm saying? So
it's so well written, so well written. I loved it.
What Spielberg does.
That's so true. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we've watched a couple of the episodes on Hulu, and it just like you just sit there and you like pause it. You're like, did you get that joke? I didn't get that joke when I was a kid. Like it's so well written, like that now it stands the test of time. It's just so good.
I like when they brought Animaniacs back and they still got Bill Clinton playing the saxophone.
Right.
They still kept it in there, even though Bill Clinton is long gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it was important.
Right. It was like such an iconic.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, speaking of Animaniacs, Dot is another one of those female characters that is just. I mean, and Tress McNeil, she played both of them, so maybe and she's always been like my voice acting. Like I bow to her goodness and wisdom.
Jesus.
There you go.
She really is she is incredible. But I loved Dot too, and she just was like, these brothers, like she just always like this is kind of a similar thing to Babs. Like she was like, what would they do without me? And I'm so cute and all of that. And I just another really great character from the 90s.
From the 90s. And it's like, and I'm going to pass the mic to D because you know he has his final 2 wrap-up questions. But you know, there's a 90s convention, you know what I'm saying? So
that's right.
Yeah, I would love to go there one day because like there's a lot of people from 90s cartoons and TV shows and stuff. So
oh my gosh. Yeah, I feel like was that just this last weekend?
Yeah, just recently passed.
Right? I guess that would be this past weekend.
Yeah. So that would be such a nostalgic. I would love to go to that too. Not even as the talent, as a guest, but like as a participant and as as someone to just like feel those 90s good vibes, you know? What a time. What a time.
So D?
Trav, did you have anything or you want me to go ahead?
It's all you, good.
It's all you.
I got you covered from here.
Hey, it's
time to roll these sleeves up.
Yeah, hey, turn the beanie around like Ash Ketchum. Go ahead.
Doesn't make much of a difference, but here we go.
We're ready now.
Tags in the back.
Yeah, the tag is in the back now.
I wanted to tag in the front, I would guess. I don't.
You looked good with it both ways, so.
Oh, thanks.
You can sport either.
Thanks, I made it myself.
Yeah, did you really? No. I was like, whoa, man of many talents.
Yeah, that's.
You're like over there knitting.
007. Yeah, oh man. Okay, so question number 1.
All right.
Favorite 80s or 90s movie?
Ooh, okay.
Or you can give us one of each if you have both. You said ooh. So
favorite 80s or 90s movie? Oh gosh.
Or you can give us one of each if you want.
Okay. Have y'all ever seen Better Off Dead?
Yep.
That's an 80s movie. John Cusack. Oh, it is ridiculous.
One of my mom's favorites.
Oh, it's so ridiculous and funny, and I loved Better Off Dead. That was one of my faves for sure. From the 90s.
Okay.
I kind of loved. Oh, that's a hard one. Trying to think. Maybe 10 Things I Hate About You. That's a good throwback.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, that's in my top 10 favorite movies of all time.
God, that's a phenomenal movie. Yeah.
I loved that one.
Two good ones.
What was that? That was like 98, maybe?
90? Yeah, like late 90s.
Yeah.
That movie sparked my love for rom-coms.
Oh, such a good genre.
It makes me sad every time I see it, man.
Ledger.
Good movie, but then you
miss Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Bittersweet, literally. The meaning.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good story.
It is a great story. Yeah. It's that Taming of the Shrew kind of story. Oh, I just another chef's kiss for that one. Yeah, those are two that I love.
They filmed that in Utah.
They did?
Maybe.
Oh, I know they filmed Footloose. Footloose was definitely filmed in Utah. That was up the street from me. Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Seen a more passionate
they filming The Last of Us.
Told that man he couldn't dance. He went to the bar.
He showed them.
Right, damn right.
They filming part of The Last of Us at Military Circle Mall.
Yeah, that's true.
Take it easy. Hey, Banks, people gonna be coming for you tomorrow, and I don't want to
already came for me before.
I know. That's why I said something.
I don't want to hear about it.
I don't want to hear about it. But look at the phone. Put it down.
Oh my gosh.
So Stephanie, there was. Because Military Circle Mall is it used to be a popular mall back in the 90s.
Back when malls were a thing.
Yeah, 90s, early 2000s. Well, I mean, like malls are still a thing around here, but like Military Circle Mall is just it's a dying mall. And I had shared a photo online. It was something from like The Last of Us, and I was just like,
I thought it was from Dead Rising.
It was from some video game, but
it was the mall in Dead Rising that you posted.
All these malls in these video games.
So the mall, like pretty much in the game, of course, it was decaying.
Right.
It was, and so I posted. I was like, "Dang, man!" I was like, "Military Circle Mall has seen better days." And like some dude commented on my post because everybody was laughing and joking about it, and he was just like, "Military Circle Mall doesn't look like that." And I was like, "Yeah, it does." I took a picture of it earlier, and so this man literally went up to the mall and took photos to prove to me that
he meant business.
Yeah,
he meant business.
And so I told him I was just like, yeah, that's inside one of the stores, man. I got people up there, you know what I'm saying? But Trav says it all the time. Like I got some funny people who follow me on social media.
Oh my gosh, people on this man's Facebook.
Don't we it gives us good stories, right? We get good stories.
Something like that.
Fun characters out there.
Hey, that movie, the movie Soul came out. I said I was in the movie. Everybody was saying congratulations, Kathy, and all.
There's a guy that looks like him.
It's a guy that looks like me in Soul.
There's a guy that looks just like him.
So good. That's so good.
Hey, Trav gets mad when people be coming on my post.
I was not mad, bro.
Here we go.
He's protecting his friend.
I don't think Banks has ever even seen me mad. So
I have seen you mad.
No, you haven't.
All right, Miss Stephanie, don't worry about that. Let's keep this thing rolling straight. Hey, my eyes are always on the quarterback.
You are the peacemaker of this.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Hold on, you say he's the peacemaker?
Am I mistaken? Oh no.
Do you want to taste it? Do you want to taste
it? Hit it with it.
Right. You better be careful.
Vigilante D.
So good.
Okay, so final question.
All right.
Growing up, was there anything that really scared you and stayed with you, whether it was a movie, TV show, any creepy songs. What was that thing?
That is a really good question.
The Children of the Corn.
Yeah, the Children of the Corn. Yep, there we go. It's throwing us back to my grandma's pronunciation. No, I remember. I feel like as a kid in the 90s, like I don't know, I would stay up late and watch a TV show, and then you'd fall asleep, and and then like you'd wake up and then it'd be like all dark in the house and everyone else has gone to bed, and you're like certain,
or it used to be.
Oh yeah, and like you're certain there's like a murderer in the house that's gonna like chase you up the stairs, and so I've always been like a little scared in that regard. But
hell yeah,
I will say, as speaking of like being home alone, I was home from school sick one day, and I don't remember how old I was, but we had this VHS of Rip Van Winkle, and it was claymation Rip Van Winkle. Look it up on YouTube. Someone's put it on YouTube. I remembered falling asleep, and Rip Van Winkle, the story is he falls asleep. He's asleep for 100 years. But I remember falling asleep in the movie, and I had the worst nightmares, and I was homesick with the flu or a cold or something all by myself, and I was terrified. And to this day, I really struggle with claymation. Like I have a hard time with even delightful things like Wallace and Gromit, and even to a point stop motion. If it's too crisp, too clear, I take off my glasses, because it like crosses that, like, have you guys heard of Uncanny Valley, where it's like so close to real that like it makes you uncomfortable? That's how claymation is to me. So that is one thing from my childhood. That was a really good question, Dee. Claymation. And I would love to like be a part of a claymation film or whatever. Like, but I just don't know if I could watch it.
Me and Trav just did a review for Guardians of Justice, and they used a lot of different shooting styles. Really, I don't know if claymation was it claymation in there somewhere?
Used claymation in there,
and it was just I wouldn't say it's making a comeback, but I will say that you never know what you're going to see nowadays.
Oh yeah,
you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, that right. Mixed media. It's man, it is the car. I have so much respect for it, because it's so time consuming and so much attention to detail. I respect it so much, but watching it, if it's too fluid, I just like it like gives me the heebie-jeebies.
I can't do this.
Yeah, I'm a big
it's about to come out of the TV and get, I feel
I'm a follower of Adam Savage, for example, and he's big into, crafts and things like that, works for, numerous companies in FX and whatnot. And he talked about projects where he had to do it, claymation and whatnot, and it takes hours, on top of hours. And he's worked on projects where they just didn't sleep, just to get stuff finished. And it was,
it's so tiring.
Art can be, it's funny that you say you look back at projects, but, art, when I sit down and I do like oil painting or whatnot, if I'm just fiddling with it, you could just do it for hours and not notice that the time's gone.
Totally.
That's what I think is interesting about the people talking about horror stories and things like that. And we were shooting on this, and you got to fiddle sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's so. But take it back to you, Banks.
Oh, I love it.
That's it for down here on the ground. Back to you, Max, in the studio.
Hey, D, thanks for telling us what the weather was looking like outside. So, Stephanie, thank you so much for joining us up here. You were such a delight. You are welcome. Thank you for telling us about Karn and telling us the story and everything.
You'll never see that vegetable the same again.
Nope.
So
absolutely right.
Before we let you go, let everybody in social media land know where they can find you at.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, let's see. So on Instagram, I'm at Steph Southerland, and Southerland is spelled Southerland. Got that extra O in there. And then on Twitter and TikTok, it's at Steph South VO. So pretty easy to remember. And I do my best to respond, and I just love the community so much, and that I do my best, but sometimes I'm slow at it. So forgive me if I don't respond. We all are. It's life. It's life.
That's unacceptable.
Wait a second now.
Damn you, I won't stand for this.
This is not acceptable. You're out of here. You guys are such a delight to chat with. This has been so fun.
Hey, that's what we love to do up here. And I got to make sure that I send you some breadsticks when I set up water. I owe a lot of people breadsticks. And,
yes, he does.
I love that.
We're still early into 2022. So with that being said, Trav, let everybody in social media land know where they can find you at.
All right, I am on the Instagram at ZK Audio. I'm also on the Twitter at TRAVIOSCK, or I'm also on Letterboxd ranking and rating my daily movie watches. D, where they gonna find my man in the beige hat?
And you can find me as always at rebellious_D23 Instagram.com. And Benjamin, if they need only a hero can save, where can they find one, man?
Hey, you can find me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, at KingBenji_Banks on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on Facebook at Benjamin Banks. I should be the first person to pop up. If not, then I need to contact Mr. Zuckerberg. Thank you, everybody, for watching this interview. We hope that you enjoyed yourselves. Make sure that you follow Stephanie on all of her stuff. Like I always say, keep that pinky up. Stay positive. We'll see you next time on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Peace.
Yeah.
Thanks again, everybody, for watching another episode of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe to the channel. Podcast, we got that too. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and hit that bell for further episodes and notifications. Thanks a lot to our patrons. And if you don't mind, join the Patreon. We'll be having new specials coming up soon.